Hello there and welcome back to Scope. Now you might have noticed I'm not in my usual home. I'm actually at Dreamworld and there's a very good reason for that. You see, today's episode is all about mind-blowing machines and there's no shortage of them here, but do they really blow your mind? I mean, what goes on in there anyway? Let's go and find out. Now, I've been on a few scary rides on my time on Scope. But you know what, if you stop and think about it, it's a kind of a peculiar thing to do. To pay some money to go somewhere to have them frighten the life out of you and dangle you upside down and zoom you around. So why do we love doing it? I'm going to find someone who might be able to give us some answers. Malcolm, Rob. Now, I hear you're a roller coaster scientist who understands a little bit about these things. Can you tell me, why do we come and line up for these things? To just be scared, I suppose? It seems a little crazy.
Well, I think what is crazy is the fact that we ride these rides without even thinking about them in the first place.
True.
When you think about it, the parks are located a long way outside major cities. You have to pay to get in, and it's not unusual to wait 2 hours for a 60-second ride to nowhere.
It doesn't go anywhere.
I think that's the crazy part.
When you put it like that, it does seem a little bit crazy. So do you think fear plays a role in it? For example, I've heard that you're afraid of heights, and I know this ride goes up over 100 metres. So is that playing a role in our enjoyment? I know that seems a little strange, but... Absolutely, but I mean, I will say that I think having a fear of heights is a very sensible thing evolutionarily, that if you jump off a 400-foot tower, that's not good. So what's happening on these rides is they're preying on primal fears like falling, or, you know, a launched roller coaster is going to take you from a stationary position to moving incredibly fast, and that's going to say to your brain, you're in danger. This is not right, yeah.
So it's very sensible to be afraid of these things.
It is. But ultimately, I guess it's just an illusion of fear. You shouldn't really have anything to be scared of, should you?
We tell ourselves that, but these rides are very, very good at creating the illusion of being very dangerous. They look incredibly dangerous, like it's a daring thrill to go on them. The sounds that you hear in the queue and the little videos that they play, and you can sometimes, the rides will come flying through the queue. It's amping you up, so by the time you get on the ride, you're even more worked up than you would have been.
Right, well, I'm pretty worked up right now. Let's go and put the theory to the test.
Let's do it.
Well, Malcolm, having just experienced what those people just did, I think there's something in what you're saying in that I think maybe it is that illusion of danger, maybe. I know I'm safe, I'm strapped in, and yet it's still kind of a little bit terrifying.
When we're turned around at the top of that tower looking face down, your body is just screaming danger.
Yeah, this is not right.
Absolutely, but that's part of the thrill.
So Malcolm, what about people who really avoid these kind of rides? They just don't like going on them. They're not thrill seekers at all, they're more thrill avoiders. Where do you think that comes from?
Well, in terms of people that don't like to go on rides, a lot of times they say they don't do it because they lose control, or it's out of control. But then I always say, well, you know, do you get on planes? Do you
go just as fast, don't they?
Exactly. You have the same loss of control, but then planes and buses and trains aren't pretending to be terrifying, dangerous thrills like these rides are. But you look at some families and, you know, they'll have brothers and sisters that are raised basically the same social strata, the same way, and yet one of them will love these kind of rides and the other one won't. So there's some sort of emerging research that seems to suggest that some people have a different gene, a thrill gene or a T gene, which kind of predisposes them to, you know, jumping out of planes and driving fast and extreme rides like this. So it's possible that some people might just be wired differently.
So where to next for your research?
Well, I'm about to be starting a PhD, which will be looking at the future of theme parks.
Ah, excellent. Perhaps we could do a little bit of research for that now.
Sounds like a plan.
Test a few things out. Excellent.
Absolutely.